Well, Max to McLaren, Oscar Piastri under Mark Webber to Red Bull, and Lando Norris to Haas. One of those is a made-up rumour that I just made up right now. Can you guess which? Let's talk about silly season. Welcome to the Blatantly Biased Racing Podcast.
Welcome to the Blatantly Biased Racing Podcast. Now here's a bald guy and some Indian.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm good, but I think Max to Haas seems like a certainty now, isn't it?
Well, if we get Max to Haas, at least we can finally prove something, right?
Yes.
And
That
before
pundits
anyone
are
gives
stupid.
out, I'm aware that Helmut Marko didn't say it, but a lot of morons on Twitter did. So,
Yeah. By the way,
that's
Karun Chandok also said that, and like that's one of the
for God's
dumbest
sake.
takes he's made. Yeah, that's the dumbest
Yeah.
takes he's made. I mean, he didn't talk about Haas. He talked about the racing bulls at the time. Like,
Yeah.
man, at least you should not
That's-
jump into the whole. Like, keep the Kool-Aid to one side for a second.
that take is on par with his performance in Formula One, isn't it? So, you know.
Hey.
So, we're gonna do silly
Who should we
season.
start
We're
with?
gonna talk
we
about
should first
every.
tell them. We should first tell them what the fuck are we doing.
Yeah. So we're gonna do silly season. We're gonna decide who we think is gonna be at each team, and I guess we can start with last year's back to front, basically. Constructors, I think, is the easiest way to go.
Start with Cadillac. no?
I was going to say we start with Cadillac because obviously they're, a new team, so
Yes.
that makes sense.
What do you think?
Cool.
Tell me, what
I-
do you think?
Honestly, think Cadillac for 2027 at least sticks with the same lineup. I know there's a lot of rumors about it changing, but I think it's going to be Bottas and Perez for next year as well, personally. I think there's a lot of work to do, and I think having those two drivers is just like the easiest way to make. It's the easiest way to give yourself a little bit of like leeway and not have issues. Because if you put a rookie in there while you're trying to get that car up the front, I think you're just going to cause yourself Haas level issues. Like think about the amount of times Haas had problems with like just rookies causing problems and falling apart and so on.
I'd say
And,
Steiner was the problem, but then the rookie was also Nikita Mazepin.
hey, he was brilliant.
Not at driving, but other stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
As a
he's
businessman.
good at spinning.
Yes, true. And escaping the law. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Coming back to this thing. Okay. Okay. First, before we answer that, where do you think Cadillac would be next year? I mean, that should give us a better idea.
I still think Cadillac is going to be the slowest team next year because I think, and I don't mean that to bash Cadillac. I think they've done a perfectly respectable job this year and they've been quite good. And I think joining F1 as a brand new team is so difficult when you look at like how hard it is for Williams to move forward and these things. Like it's not an easy task. And that's why I think still last, because I think the rest of the teams ahead of them, if anyone else is ahead or behind Cadillac next year, in the same way Aston was for a while this year, it's a deep failing of that team,
Yeah.
And I don't know if I see any other team slipping back that much for Cadillac to jump ahead next year. I think it's going to take Cadillac maybe till the next regulation set to start kind of moving forward. I think there's a lot of groundwork still to do, but I think they'll be closer. I think they'll start. The easiest way to put it is I think they'll be fighting with other teams next year, but they'll still be at the back of that group, basically, is my thinking.
My worry is when I think about Cadillac making progress, the question that comes in is which team are they going to beat,
Yeah.
right? And other than Haas, no other name pops into my head because Haas is very small in
Unless
operation
Max is driving at Haas, in which case it's going to be very difficult to beat them.
Yeah, true. I mean, we might finally know if Sergio Perez is better or Max.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think this weekend as well, the gap, it still continues to be the same, right? The gap between what Cadillac was doing and what the 10th fastest car, which was probably Williams here, if I'm not wrong. There was still
maybe.
a gulf.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
still a gulf. And once you have that kind of a gulf, it's a bit like, okay, Williams is here. And I think after the Baku upgrade, they're going to make a significant jump. Alpine is also going to make a significant jump sooner than later. Once they are doing that, you have to question where the Cadillac's jump is coming. Because even though they'll have the whole wind tunnel time and everything, there's still a lot of basics and foundational stuff that they're yet to figure out. And the car keeps breaking down almost every time these days. with some issue or the other.
There's just so many fundamentals, right, that you have to get right. And that's why I think it could be, like, I could see them having a season or two where another team screws up and they end up being like 8th or 9th fastest because the other teams mess up, because they just, it will happen. But I think, like, realistically for them, it should be set all the fundamentals up, get everything in place, slowly make sure all of these techniques work, and then eventually for, you know, the new regs in, say, 29, 2030, it's like, okay, we've got our own engine, we've got the fundamentals down, and now we're kind of creeping into the midfield properly, you know, like we're fighting with upper midfield guys or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't see it before then, to be honest.
You're right on that front. Okay, now coming to the drivers, I think Checo is a shoo-in. He's not going anywhere. It's not only what he's doing on the track, it's also the kind of money he brings in and the target audience.
Unless Red Bull need a driver.
I don't think Checo is going there. Why would he go to an inferior team? Why would he downgrade?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I think Bottas is a question mark for me, because it's not only the case of Bottas not doing... I think Bottas is slowly starting to figure things out. He was better in Hungary. It's also a case where you have Colton Herta, and at some point Cadillac either has to give him a shot or tell him, okay, fine, this is not happening, you can go back to IndyCar. But again, Colton Herta, he was earning in millions in IndyCar before he is... I think this year he's basically taken a pay cut, no money, no nothing.
Huge pay cut, I believe.
Yeah. I think F2 is not professional, right? F2 is not considered professional racing, it's amateur racing. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm not
it's
wrong.
Junior series, basically, so it's not.
Yeah, and if you're in amateur racing, you're not getting paid.
Not big money anyway. You're getting some sponsor money.
You can't get paid anyways. So Christian Lundgaard is one of the IndyCar drivers.
I mean, you're getting paid through sponsorships and stuff like that, basically.
Yeah, but not from the team and the series. So that is a big pay cut that he's taken, and he's in IndyCar. He's brilliant in terms of a talent. He's pretty good. I would really want to see him in Formula One at least for a season. Let's see what he's made of. Just give him a shot. If Cadillac does, his F2 has been poor. I expected it to be poor. There are far too many variables. I'm just not sure that... I think it's Bottas. Okay, if I have to make a pick, I think Herta replaces Bottas. Otherwise, he would not be taking a year off, losing millions in money, and just dawdling around in F2. He's probably been given some assurance by Andretti and Cadillac that, okay, you'll get a shot. Give him a year at least. So yeah, I think it's going to be...
It would be interesting to see him there, right? Like, it would be
You have to wonder, why has he given up a year?
Yeah,
you have to wonder, right? Because he could have easily... There's a very easy way for him to, spend the year racing in IndyCar, just come to F1, do the free practice sessions. If he does them, he will still get the super license and he could just race. The reason why he's committed himself to Formula 2, learning all the European tracks, there has to be some assurance that has been given.
Yeah, you would assume. Sure. I'm just not sure if it'll be next year personally, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So,
all right. So I'm going to actually go through this year's constructors at the break, just easier.
Okay.
Because all the teams have changed. It doesn't make a difference anyway. Aston Martin, obviously on their mega 1 point, are 10th so far this season. I'll go first, I guess. Again, sorry to be boring, I think the lineup sticks, to be perfectly honest.
I agree.
Lance Stroll has, much like Lewis Hamilton, got his DNA in the seat. So I think he sticks, unfortunately, as much as
in a more
I'd like him
manner,
to go.
By the way,
God, I wish he'd just fuck off and play tennis, but I just don't see it happening.
Do anything, man.
Yeah. So, and then in the other seat, I think Alonso's going to lock that in like straight after the summer break, or even during. We could hear about it before this episode even fucking goes out. I think
it's a guarantee that he is going to stay. Plus, also, by the time we are recording this thing, there's a lot of positive vibes that are coming from Honda in the sense that the upgrade package is at least half a second quicker. That if that is half a second quicker, then the overall deficit reduces to 1.5 seconds to the benchmark. Then you're in the Racing Bulls Audi category. I think that would more or less.
I think the only person who's like at anyway looking at that seat would have been maybe a Max, depending on how the team goes, because it's Newey,
Sainz.
because of all the money and so on. Yeah, maybe Sainz. But I'm more thinking in the people who could actually like force Alonso out of his seat if he didn't want to go. And I don't think a Sainz forces Alonso out of his seat. I think the only person who does that was even thinking of moving is a Max. And I don't think even if Max is going, I think that there's no way he'll drop from a Red Bull to an Aston Martin for 2027 if he just wants a top team, basically. Because, Aston being a top team in 2027 it's a huge gamble. So I just think
Can happen. I
can, sure, but it's it's a bigger gamble if you were to put money on it than a Red Bull right now, at the moment, according to Max.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the people on this podcast.
If I make this claim that I would not be surprised if Aston Martin is a team that wins a championship earlier than this current iteration of Red Bull. Would I be wrong?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think outside of this podcast, most people won't agree with us. So
yeah, you're right.
I really think like people think, oh, Red Bull will be fine. And we're like, no, Red Bull's going to go to shit. Like Red Bull is on a downhill trajectory and it may never come back, is my opinion.
Yeah. They are also looking at a change in image building something, some article from Eric Harron about this. Right?
Yeah, it's
a change in image. That's the problem.
Yeah.
With all the foes. Wait, before while you're talking about this thing, where do you think? So I've given you another added information that the Honda upgrade is bringing half a second. Where do you think we've recorded the other thing as well regarding when it comes to where we expect Aston Martin to be. Where do you think Aston Martin will be at the start of the 2027 season?
I think they will be fighting still at the top of the midfield, basically, next year. By still, I mean, I think they'll get to the top of the midfield by the end of the season. I think they'll be fighting there next season. I have no doubts that Newey and Honda will figure this out and they will get to fighting for wins and titles at some point, as long as Lawrence Stroll holds his nerve and keeps everything together through better or worse, basically. If that happens, it will get there. I just don't think it'll be by start of next season. I think we could see them being a top 4 team by the end of next season. So then there's all this excitement for 2028. But I think it's going to take a little bit longer than just start of next season, basically.
I think 2027, that this seat is going to be a hotly contested one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Whoever is available is probably going to keep an eye on this, where this is going. Yeah. So after Aston Martin, next up.
So you think it's staying the same, by the way?
Yeah,
okay.
Lance is not going anywhere, man.
Yeah. Next up, Williams.
This is tricky.
Yeah,
this is tricky because Carlos, the kind of noises Carlos has made, he's sounded very pissed off, upset, every negative word that you can use to describe his emotions right now and his actions on track. I mean, it's been nonsensical. On the other hand, you have Albon, who has acted like someone who is very intrinsically thankful to the team and he wants to be a part of the family. There's a very big major contrast between the two drivers. The question is, can Carlos go anywhere? I think the question comes down to that, because if he can, I think if Carlos leaves, I won't be surprised if Franco Colapinto jumps in. I will not be surprised about that.
You've stolen my random prediction.
Yeah. But my problem is I'm not sure Carlos has... I don't think Carlos looks at Audi and says that, this is the future. Even though the chassis is brilliant, but the power unit is still lagging. Okay. I think Franco Colapinto replaces Carlos Sainz for 2027.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was going to say that. Do I still say that, though? That's my question. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, because the interesting thing, if I do say that, then I wonder where you think Carlos will go, and will we differ there? But we'll probably end up in the same situation.
Yeah. Audi, I said no. I said Audi.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to say Franco Colapinto as well. Franco Colapinto and Albon at Williams for next year.
Okay, I think I might have to take my choice back. I think Carlos stays at Williams because I did the maths. I think Carlos cannot replace Nico Hülkenberg at Audi because
Okay.
Hülkenberg is German, and with the kind of noise that Audi has made about having German driver in the team,
Yeah.
I'm not sure they'll replace him. Especially because I don't think Hülkenberg is anywhere being dominated or outperformed by Bortoleto this year, even though I expected him to be.
Yeah.
I think Carlos stays. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm definitely going to say Franco goes just to make it interesting, because
No, you're
otherwise,
right. Yeah.
my first instinct, and if I'm honest, and if I was putting money down on these, I would say Carlos stays.
Yeah.
But in order to
sounded
ensure
too
we don't have
negative.
exactly the same predictions, I'm going to say it's a
But he
change up.
sounded too negative as well. I cannot disregard that bit. I'm just thinking that for Audi, the problem is, even though you can say that Binotto would be a bit more, he would be a bit more hands-on when it comes to making these calls. I think he's still answerable to the board, and I'm not sure if getting rid of the only German driver on the grid, especially when he's performing, is going to go down well with the very, very German board. So that's the problem.
So given we're moving on to Audi next, who's alongside Nico Hülkenberg at Audi?
Gabby. I think Gabby stays. I think the problem with Gabby is the more and more I've seen of Freddie Slater, I'm getting more and more impressed, and I really want to see him in a Formula One car. I'm not sure why they keep giving all these free practice runs to Paul Aaron. I'm just not sure. It makes no sense to me at all. I want to see Freddie Slater in an F1 car because that kid is brilliant.
Yeah.
And again, full disclosure, Josh Treville was the first person who actually told us about Freddie Slater, but he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, really
interesting.
I think within 2 years, we'll have Freddie Slater on the grid, and he's probably going to be the one that replaces Hülkenberg.
Okay. Interesting.
Gabby, watch out.
Yeah. So at Audi, I'm going to say they stay the same as well. Hulkenberg and thing.
Wait, so where do you think Carlos is going?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Am I still deciding that? Maybe. We'll see though. Okay. Next up, we have Haas F1 team. This is tough because, in my opinion, Ocon's out. I just don't know who goes in there. But I'm going to say... No, I do know who goes in there. I think it's going to be Behrman because I think there's no space at Ferrari, given how Ferrari's gone right now, which I didn't want to give that away, but fuck it. So I think it's Behrman and Tsunoda for 2027.
Yeah, my initial thought was that Yuki would get a shoe in, but apparently they tested him, and if I'm not wrong, I think they've tested Rafael Camara, they've tested Leonardo Fornaroli, and they've tested Yuki, and for now they haven't really made a call on this thing. I think the problem that Komatsu faces right now is, a lot of Ocon's performances, even I wasn't impressed the way most of his season had gone. But in the last couple of races, Komatsu has come out and said this thing, then Behrman came out and said this thing, and then even Ocon has been saying the same thing since forever. There is a lot of issues that Haas is facing when it comes to the consistency of the parts on the car.
Yeah.
And for a large part this year, that has plagued Ocon. Then in the last couple of races, we've had Spa and Hungaroring. In both these races, Ocon had the edge over Behrman, like consistently. He smashed Behrman in Hungary, and
that's
if
2
you
of
go
his
back,
6 races.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So when I go through
Ocon's season, for anyone listening, is in thirds basically. He has a third of the season where he does really well, a third of the season where he's absolutely anonymous, and a third. So 8 races. So a third of the season where he does really well, a third of the season where he's fucking useless, and a third of the season where he's just anonymous, basically.
I think the other problem is he's got Behrman next to him, who's making him look even worse.
And he's French, which doesn't help either. It's tough.
So anyways, coming back to the whole thing, I think the problem that Haas faces is they have no idea what's going on. In terms of because the parts inconsistency is something that Behrman came out and talked about, that what the gap that I have with Esteban is not the realistic one, because there have been far too many inconsistencies when it comes to the parts, and that has been hurting the entire team. If that continues, in next year, if Haas, let's assume Haas gets rid of Ocon and they put Behrman and one of the rookies. I think if Ocon is replaced, I don't think Yuki comes in. I think it's either going to be Fornaroli or Rafael Camara. Both of them. Rafael Camara is also backed by Ferrari. Behrman is also backed by Ferrari. If that is the lineup that they have, and I'm pretty sure Behrman is not going to stick around beyond 2027. 3 years in this kind of a team is fine. So again, after this year, the Haas has to once again sit down and have a headache about who is going to be the driver lineup. So they'll be changing the driver lineup for 3 consecutive years. Does Komatsu want that, or does he want at least a certain level of stability with one of the experienced drivers with whom he can build a team? That is the question that I have, and
which is why Tsunoda comes in.
But I don't think Tsunoda over Ocon is an upgrade at all in any which way.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I just think Ocon has fallen out somewhat with parts of the team, and I just think it's hard to bring that back. So
that's also a case, right? That could potentially be the thing.
Yeah, he's not great at being friends with people. So I think he'll be gone.
Yeah, you're picking Yuki.
Yeah,
I think maybe Leonardo Fornaroli might get a shot in that case because he continues to impress with McLaren. Let's see.
Yeah,
I think so your final pick is Yuki and
Behrman.
Yeah. For now, I think I'm going with Ocon and Behrman because Komatsu will also be thinking of the future. Let's see what happens though.
Yeah. Fair.
Next team?
Alpine.
Okay, before we talk about Alpine, what the fuck's going on with Horner and his future?
Yeah, it's weird that we don't know yet, right? Like, you'd think we would have known by now. So the BYD thing is an ongoing conversation of starting a new team. BYD seemed to be pretty...
By the way. No. Wait, BYD issued a statement that they are not interested in joining Formula 1.
When did this come out?
2 to 3 weeks back. As in, their thing is, if we are coming as a full-fledged team and with everything aligned with our goals, which was basically a hint at more electric. And I don't think this is the place. So they might join Formula E by the looks of it.
For the V8 or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I knew they were coming for their own full team. I just, I didn't realize it was over. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, Alpine seems like the obvious choice for him, right? But it's
they've Lawrence has had
Renault don't want Alpine there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because I thought the progress would have been made by now on where Horner ends up, but it seems nothing's going on at least for now.
Yeah.
If there is,
he's probably waiting until his book drops to announce that day.
Dropped,
so he's in the news.
Or is it coming in September? October, okay.
I think so.
Okay.
It's a good time to drop an announcement.
Yeah, seems like
I'm going to Alpine, and here's my new book.
Yeah,
from Zoft.
I'm buying Alpine. He's going
I'm
to
buying
buy
Alpine, so you can help me buy it by buying my new book.
Yeah, buy my new book. I'll use that money to make the car faster and less space. So, look, if the ownership stays the same, let's assume that for 2027 the ownership stays the same.
Yeah,
I don't think they have another option. I think the reason why Flavio has waited until now is he's been keeping an eye on Alonso and Aston Martin and seeing if things don't work out there. Maybe Alonso could move here. But but the funny thing is, the Aston Martin beat Alpine in the previous race, and the trajectory is already on the rise. I think they stick with the same lineup: Gasly and Colapinto. Which you've got rid of Colapinto. Who's going to replace him?
So I'm just making mine purposely crazy now to keep this interesting. So
don't pick Nelson Piquet Jr.
No, I'm not. No, there are going to be people that could realistically happen. I've just decided I'm going to go with full on long shot predictions for everything because it just makes things more interesting for me. So I'm going to say Gasly and Paul Aaron.
I'm been impressed.
You're probably wondering where's Sainz going. Hold on, all will be revealed.
Paul Aaron is from which country?
That's Danish? A good question.
I think he's Danish.
Estonian,
okay.
Yeah,
but they don't really come with any kind of funding or backing.
No.
He's also fast as well.
Yeah, but Alpine will run out of options after trying to get Sainz after his immediate departure from Williams, falling apart due to Flavio being Flavio, and then they'll be stuck with Paul Aaron. There's my prediction.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It is to a certain extent realistic and as far-fetched as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of that's what I mean. It's like I'm going
at least
with
you didn't
not
go for Jack
ridiculous.
Doohan, right?
Yeah, that would be useless. To be honest, if again, like the Williams situation, if I actually had to put money on this, I would probably
Why
bet.
have you not gone with Alex Dunn?
Oh,
He's an Alpine back driver.
yeah, I completely forgot about it. Can I switch it? Can we say
You
Alex
should.
Dunn?
You're Irish.
Yeah, I'm gonna
At
say
least
Alex
have
Dunn.
some- But again,
Mexican
even I'm
now.
Indian. I should have gone with Kushmaini in that case. He's also an Alpine back driver.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm Mexican now. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I'm still Indian. I've still not picked him. But yeah,
Yeah.
traitors.
For tax purposes, I'm Mexican now. So yeah, I will. I'll go Alex Dunn because that doesn't
He
actually
should,
change
man. He's
my
a good
lineup.
kid. He's a good kid.
He would be incredible. Yeah, incredible. The only
He
person
would be
better than him on the grid at the moment, to be honest, is Franco Colapinto. But
You
you
should
know,
have said Checo Perez
no, it's Franco Colapinto.
for passport purposes. I mean,
I've already got the Mexican residency. I don't need it anymore. I'm trying to get Argentinian access now. That's right. I need to support Argentina, and I also need to scratch up on my German, which is Argentina's second language. I wonder why. A lot of tourists showed up
some
in
reason.
1945,
yeah, with some weird dueling scars on the
and a
cheeks.
lot of gold. A lot of gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea why.
No reason why.
No.
Just inexplicably. Anyhow.
Das ist mein Fuel. Anyway, yeah, so we should, so I'm going to say Alex Dunn and Pierre Gasly. Cool.
Yeah, next.
Well, again, if I had to put money on it, I would agree with you that it's going to stay the same. Racing balls. I mean, racing bulls.
Racing balls.
Yeah.
I think it stays the same. I thought it would change, but then I thought that it was still run by Helmut Marko. It's not.
Yeah.
Even though Nicola Solov is very impressive in Formula 2 this year, I think he's still leading the championship. But even if he ends up winning the championship, I think what they'll do is they'll do the same thing they did with Leo Fornaroli, where they'll send him to Super Formula to race for another year, and then they'll take a call. Unless in the next part of the year we see Lindblad making sure that his qualifying pace and the race pace are both on the same line, because his qualifying is ridiculously good now.
Yeah.
If that happens, that Liam Lawson starts getting overshadowed, then we might see Liam being pushed out. But for now, I think Liam has done enough. He's ninth in the championship, right? Ahead of Gasly now, which is ridiculously good. So no issues. I think they'll stay the same. They're not ruthless enough. They're not the old Red Bull, which has its benefits, it seems. Yeah. What do you think?
I think Hajar and Solov.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. But wait. No,
I told you.
can't.
I've gone with the
No,
most far-fetched one.
I know, but you can't, because Red Bull already just confirmed that Hajar is racing in Red Bull.
Yeah, he's going to be
Red Bull
demoted
Racing
back
Team.
to
No,
Racing Bulls.
Red Bull Racing Team. It has been. Mekis has announced.
Yeah, things can change
Okay.
because
fine.
of a big announcement.
Yeah, I understood where you're going with it.
Mekias won't be at Red Bull.
By the way, I think that's possible. That is something that even I would have predicted.
Yeah.
But anyone watching right now, tell us, what do you think Jason is going with for Red Bull? Because I think that lineup is... I have it in mind what he's going with, but let's see. What's the next team?
Next team is Red Bull Racing.
Wait, Racing Bulls was 5th last year.
No, this year, remember? I switched it, so we're doing this year's. We're doing this year at the summer break, so as is. Nope.
But we might have missed a team. We haven't.
Racing Bull's 5th. Red Bull is 4th.
Okay.
So far this season, obviously. Yeah. Go ahead.
Things could change.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Max and Hajar, which is the more realistic choice. Now,
Yeah. You're picking all the ones that, like, if someone actually said to me, you have to put money on this, I would just be going with your exact predictions.
Yes.
But so that we don't have the same predictions and we can have some fun conversation.
Yes.
I am going with Lindblad in one seat and Carlos Sainz in the other.
Yeah, exactly. I knew.
So, yeah. And I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me your theory.
Max and the board come to loggerheads in the next 2 months of not being able to come up with a contract. They're trying to buy out his performance clause. He's trying to push them for certain things. The board gets sick of it and decide, you know what, we're not doing anything with this. We're not renewing it. We're not doing X, Y, Z. Max decides to walk away, and they decide that they need an experienced hand to come in. And Carlos Sainz has an easy way out of Williams, even if he wanted to stay anyway, and he can go to the top 4 teams. And for Sainz, it's an upgrade because he's an idiot. It's not an upgrade. And he goes to there. And Max and Laurent Mekies are both out the door by December.
In a way, it's possible, by the way. By the way, if
it is possible.
If it works, by the way, if it works, we're going to clip this one and put it everywhere because you look like a genius.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, we'll still clip it and still put it
and make you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
The internet is just a place to make people look whatever way you want, depending on the context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
So
removing the context.
Without removing the context. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, okay. By the way, the whole thing with Max and his contract extension, I think there are serious. There is going to be another. How should we put it? There's going to be another flashing point, and I think we could see that happen. I think the problem that Max faces is he's done something I expected him to do. Remember when Leclerc announced that he was going to stick with Ferrari? I specifically said that, you know what Max is going to do? He's going to wait until September. He's not going to commit to his future. What he's going to do is he's going to see how the pecking order ultimately settles, and then he's going to take a call. Yeah. Which is something that he's doing right now. And again, it might lead to, how should we put it? Souring of relations between the Red Bull board and Max. Again, the whole loyalty debate, I think it's fuck all. Red Bull is not a team that has had loyalty with anyone. They just got rid of Horner at just 1 day notice last year. So they can just...
Which is why it's not... As much as I don't believe it's going to happen, it's not far-fetched that you could have a situation where the board go, right, fuck it, Max, we're done with this now. And we're not renewing anything. And we're just buying you out of your contract. Like, we're done here. You know, like...
Could be. Could be.
It's unlikely, but not impossible, given how...
But if that happens... if that happens...
They've already paid $200 million for a lesser team principal. Why not pay 200 for a lesser driver?
My worry is not even that if that happens. I think the Max Red Bull divorce is still possible. I think it could still happen this year. But I'm not sure if Carlos Sainz is the driver they'll go for. Yeah, because fair. They can potentially go for a George or a Oscar.
But why would you go for George Russell, who's performing even worse than Carlos Sainz right now? Let us know in the comments if you agree with that wild statement, because I don't agree with it. I said it. Yeah. Don't agree with it. Yeah.
I mean, just for a moment, you became Will Buxton. So
yeah.
Never go full Will Buxton.
If he finishes the race, he has finished the race. Yeah.
As I said, cool. Never go full Will Buxton. Never go full Will Buxton because it doesn't make any sense. He's
McLaren.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So I was having a chat with Lawrence, who just dropped in my DMs and wrote a complete essay venting about Oscar and McLaren. That Oscar thinks McLaren is screwing with him, but even though he's not, but I think they are. He had no clear idea. He wrote the whole thing, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
We have to have him on the podcast again.
What's the crux? What do you want? He said, "I'm not entirely sure. I'm still trying to figure it out." I'm like, "Okay, fine, have at it." So he's he's fucking. He so loves funny. Oscar, by the way. He loves Oscar. Yeah, we should have him back here. We have that. I mean, we tried to, but he's busy a bit right now, being a father.
Yeah.
So I think what happened in Hungary is a bit of a red flag for me, because Oscar's reaction was, even though subtly, but he did say that, okay, you should have maybe pitted him a lap later because that would have allowed me to recover ground. I don't know if he, again, after the race in the during the press and everything, maybe he was more pissed off at Carlos that he maybe took a more linear line against his own team, because he said that I thought McLaren could maybe give me one more lap to recover ground, but I think expecting that was maybe unrealistic. So that's how he went about it. I don't know.
So do you think they're staying or going?
I think there is a realistic possibility that he could trigger an exit. There is a possibility. Yeah. Even though
But you haven't put
I don't know.
Piastri in Red Bull, so
I think it could happen, but if I have to lean somewhere, I think he will stay. Because anyone who saw how Andrea Stella treated Oscar after the complete disaster, that's every time I'll say this, Toto should take notes from Andrea Stella on how to treat both of your drivers, not be this explicit when it comes to being, okay, Kimi is the love of my life, he's a stepson. Don't be this explicit. Just okay. We know it is. I mean, everyone knows it, knows the whole deal. Be a bit subtle, at least. Just try. Just respect. Just don't be this blatant. But yeah, if I had to make a prediction, I think the lineup stays the same. But we are itching closer and closer towards a divorce. As in, if the lineup is going to break either ways soon rather than later.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they stay the same, personally. And I think, honestly, a lot of the Oscar stuff is Max's team pushing for more rumors there because it helps his.
I'm not sure the P6 thing is real, and I think even if it is, there has to be a deadline by which he has to adhere to it.
And I'm pretty sure it's already passed, if I'm honest. So I think it's fine. I think it's not that, and I also think that there's nothing going on with Oscar's team. I think he's fine. I think it's a case of Webber and his crew basically saying, don't say anything, don't talk about it. It actually helps us if McLaren think there's a chance you might leave, puts us in a better situation for negotiation,
etc.
So I actually think like Oscar's like thinking, okay, I know Max isn't interested. The board know Max isn't interested, but if they think I'm going to leave, there's a chance that they know
Max is interested, by the way.
Well, but like the board's not interested in Max is what I meant to say, sorry. But basically if all these rumors are around, basically they might think there's a chance I leave and they're not interested in getting Max, so then they're fucked in it, you know what I mean? So it's better for him to
Max
just let the rumors settle.
Let's just put it this way. Max is basically standing outside walking with the red rose in his hand.
Yeah.
Just hoping that Zach Brown
even better yes. It's the boombox with Peter Gabriel, you know. And for copyright reasons, I'm not even going to try and sing.
On one side and Raymond Vermeulen on the other.
Yeah.
The whole band.
Yeah.
And Zach is saying, you can come. Those two, no.
Yeah. I don't want either of those losers here. So I think they stay, personally. I don't see them changing. I think McLaren has a genuinely solid lineup, and I think McLaren has more issues than its drivers, if I'm honest with you. You know, even last
McLaren
year, the drivers let them down a bit. But if they had performed properly as a team, their drivers would have locked out that drivers' championship way earlier. So it's not really on the drivers that it came down to the line. Like if you think about it, so
at least 2 races earlier, it should have been done by Las Vegas, right? And it wasn't because of the DSQ and stuff. I think the whole thing is the drivers also grow with the team. And this is something a lot of times it gets forgotten. No one is a finished product at 20, 25 years of age. It takes you around 31, 32. Alonso peaked when he was at Ferrari 2010. He was around 30 at that time. And even Lewis, he peaked with the Mercedes and he was in his 30s. Max is an outlier, but Max is Max. So it's something they have to. I think for McLaren there are two things they have to work on. First is I think they need to sort out the future when it comes to the power unit, because I don't think the future lies with Mercedes. I think they continue to get, how should we put it? I don't think sabotage is the right word. Undermined is maybe the better one. They continue to get undermined because of that. And secondly, I think their operations team needs to be more aggressive and they need to be a bit more ruthless. The operations need to be better. Maybe bringing GP on is going to help with that. But there are still things that they have
I
to
think
work
they'll
on.
start to hire people to close that off pretty quickly soon, I think is the plan. We would
Yeah.
imagine, like, try and bring the talent. There's a lot of talent fleeing Red Bull that they're probably going to start sweeping up as well.
GP, right?
So-
I think, so GP
But I
is
mean,
supposed to be the
lower guys as well, basically, you know?
Will Courtney is already there. So,
No, but
Hannah
I'm
Schmitz is
talking about,
left.
like, you, what I'm saying is you, not the top people. What I mean is,
Okay,
like,
okay.
the operations people that, like, GP can come in and be like, these are the guys that make those decisions. They're really good. And McLaren will start, like, the kind of nameless people that you don't really hear about that do, to be honest, most of the work that the
most
big
of the
guys
work.
get credit for. Yeah, so those are the key people that they'll start stealing, I reckon, you know?
Yeah, we used to think it was Newey who made the difference, but at the end of the day, we all know it was Rob Marsh.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like one of those things. The guys at the top set the direction, but you need the other people to implement the work. So, like, you know, that's why, like, the thing is, I know it's slightly off topic, but it's the thing with, like, Adrian Newey. Like, Adrian Newey himself doesn't come in and just go, car's fixed. Like, he comes in and gets everyone to work a certain way and gives them the right directions to go in. But it's not like he sits down and, like, sketches out the whole car, then goes down to the carbon shop and, like, starts, you know, manufacturing the pieces. Like,
There are people that think that, by the way. So
and those are all, yeah, and they're also the same people that are like, look, the car's not great overnight, and you're like, yeah, that's because it doesn't work that way. Like, it's not how it works. But anyway, yeah. So I digress. Ferrari.
I mean, they have confirmed both of them. I think they'll stick
Yeah.
with that. I don't really see any change happening there.
Unless
However,
Lewis does a Rosberg at the end of the season.
I mean, for that he has to win. You don't win with Ferrari, remember?
He's second in the championship right now with arguably the fastest car. Okay, so
Yeah, arguably,
it's not the fastest car.
That
You could
arguably is the story of Ferrari. since
the same
last-
people who would argue that Newey is magic could also argue that. So
Look, arguably,
yeah.
Ferrari has had fastest car multiple times in the last 18 years, but arguably, arguably the Earth is flat. Arguably, everything is possible, but it isn't the reality. So that's the whole
I would just
thing.
like to say, if Hamilton doesn't win the championship this year, people who kept talking about Vettel's 2017-2018 season need to shut up.
Oh, we had a few comments last time around. No, it didn't even stop at 17 and 18. It went to 19. It said that Ferrari had the fastest car in 17, 18, and 19. I was like, no, man. No, you're wrong. They had the
weren't
fastest
watching
car
in
in
2019 if
20,
you believe that.
21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
Every fucking year is the fastest car.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay. Final one. Mercedes.
Wait. No. I have a question when it comes to Ferrari.
Okay.
How do you think the second half goes?
Worse than the first half. We leave it at that. I don't like. The thing is, I think their car is going to be pretty good. We've been burnt too many times by Ferrari before, and I want to just in my head be like, they'll be terrible, and then hopefully be pleasantly surprised when Hamilton and Leclerc are like fighting for the title by the end of the season. But I just don't think it'll happen because what hasn't happened in
I don't
a
think
long
they
time.
believe it will happen. I think the problem
think
is
anyone-
Ferrari believes that. Yeah,
I think the only people who believe it'll happen are people who, I don't know, are currently on some sort of trip in Joshua Tree on some sort of psychedelic. I think that's the only. There's there's no one else that believes
you keep
it'll happen.
insulting our viewers. I mean, yeah, but those kind of people are not going to follow us anyway.
Which one of our viewers could? Let's be perfectly honest here. Those people on Twitter cannot afford to go to the Joshua Tree.
Oh God, yeah.
Actually, that's going to make me sound like such an egotistical bastard because I've booked a trip to Joshua Tree.
Yeah, but the thing is, look,
But I'm not paying for it. So it doesn't matter.
Jason,
it doesn't count.
Jason, no, listen, it won't be the first time. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So why start apologizing now?
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I've said far worse things than this, haven't I? So
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing. So,
I don't know. I'm like, whoa,
yeah,
this
and
is where I
you
draw the line.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an odd place to draw the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like saying Hitler invaded Poland. Hold. Hitler invaded France. Hold. Hitler deposited some money in Switzerland. Fuck it, that's it. Oh, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I will not have him upset our
yeah,
banking system. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Fuck them. So the reason why I asked this question was because Amar, the one from Tired GP, he had invited me on for his podcast, and I asked him, "So, what's your view of Ferrari's first half of the season?" And he started on a rant that okay, they've had these positives XYZ, but I didn't expect them to do this well. So on that side, I should be positive about it. But then this is Ferrari; they are supposed to win, and again, they are doing the same thing where they've put together a false dawn. They have front loaded all their upgrades, and I know in the second half, teams like McLaren are going to do better. So I'm not entirely sure where I land. Like fucking.
He's
hell,
a
dude.
Ferrari
Just tell me,
fan,
I don't
right?
know. Sorry, what?
He's a Ferrari fan, right?
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, yeah.
I don't
every
know
Ferrari fan.
how do Ferrari fans afford that level of therapy? That's what I'm wondering. Like it must be so
Have you seen his
difficult.
beard? It's completely grey. Why do you think that happened?
Yeah. I mean, I lost. In fairness, though, I mean, I lost all of my hair without being a Ferrari fan. So that's.
Yeah.
I was a Vettel fan. I never fooled myself into being a Ferrari fan. Thankfully, you know, I tried to keep those
Amar
things
did.
separate. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think the worry for me is the second half of the season, we are going to see the major impact of front loading your upgrades.
Yeah.
They've front loaded the upgrades like anything. And in the second half, also, by the way, Mercedes is bringing their upgraded power unit to Monza. Like the biggest
Okay.
travesty in Formula One, the best power unit has an
It's
opportunity
not
to
the best
upgrade.
power unit. The
Toto
FIA
says
has
this, by the way.
deemed the FIA has deemed that Red Bull has the best power unit, and I think the FIA has never been wrong before. So I think
Exactly.
we should trust them entirely with their
Yeah,
decisions.
it's foolish to question them, anyways.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah. So the Mercedes power unit is coming anyways. It's going to be an upgrade. So whatever Ferrari brings, will it even close the gap, or will Mercedes just, extend the lead that they have? We don't know that. All of these things, they just point to one simple thing. McLaren and Mercedes are going to surge because they have a set of
Although-
upgrades that are already lined.
I think you're underestimating Ferrari's ability to cheat when it comes to engines. So I wouldn't write them off just
They
yet.
can cheat, but they get caught. The problem is that.
Yeah, but they won't get caught till next season, so it'll be fine this season.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
My
All
worry
right,
is there.
Mercedes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, finally. Mercedes. Do you think George gets fired?
Nope.
Then what? Toto officially
Nope.
adopts Kimi as his legal
Kimi-
hire or what?
Kimi and George continue for next year.
Yeah, I agree.
And therefore, I'm saying Max is not on the grid for 2027.
Yeah. It could happen, by the way.
My prediction is, and again, I would not put money on this. And if anyone is planning to put money on this, seek help because this is ridiculous. But I think,
No,
I think-
wait. If you are planning to put money on something like this, there's a super thanks thing in the right there. Just send it there. At least
Yeah.
will help the needy. Why are you sending the money to Polymarket and all those people?
there's probably like a 200 to 1 odd on it, I would say, of this happening,
No,
something
no.
like that.
No.
Which
Wait,
means
wait.
mathematically, no, I was just going to say, which means
200,000.
mathematically, right, fine. Which means mathematically, if you were to put $20 down on that bid, you will lose $20.
Exactly.
So that's the best. Yeah. So there's the
Because there's
maths
no
done for
upside.
you.
Because
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
not
upside.
happening. It's not happening. But like,
But if it does, by the
I
way.
mean, it's extremely unlikely. And as I said, I don't believe this will happen. But I just wanted to have a different predictions because I think otherwise we basically agreed on everything. So what could happen is these negotiations fall apart. Mekies tries to keep him. Max walks out. Mekies
Do you even
argues
think
with the
Mekies
board.
is the
Board
one?
fight him out. No,
Wait. How do you even make this assertion that Mekies tries to? Mekies is nobody.
I know, yeah.
Max holds more power than Mekies within
but,
Red Bull
but
right
I
now.
want Mekies to go as well because then it spices the whole thing up even
He'll
more.
go anyways. Apparently,
Yeah.
it is going to happen. Mekies is leaving. I won't be surprised if Mekies leaves.
Because
by
I
the
want
end of the
Helmut
season.
Marko to be team principal.
And he's loved within Milton Keynes. Isn't he?
Yeah. They absolutely love Helmut Marko at Milton Keynes. I think he's
Yeah.
there. I would say he's probably on their list of people that exist.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
about as high praise as he'll get from Milton Keynes. I know this. We've done the predictions, so just like 2 or 3 minutes here. But like, what are they going to do at Milton Keynes? Because like this is just a ticking time bomb. Like this is like inevitably, like even if they get Max for 2 more years, Like what? There seems to be
2
no
more years.
real plan. That's like people at Joshua Tree are less optimistic than that. You know, like so, like
2 more years. I think
Yeah,
1
yeah.
year. If 1 year, if they're
1
going
year's
to get an
optimistic.
extension, that's going to be 1 year. That's it. It's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be more than that.
But like, what do they do after this? Like this, I genuinely don't know what the plan is.
You're asking the question, keeping in mind that these are, first of all, these are egotistical billionaires who have more money than brains.
These are
and
successful
makes-
people.
Yeah, and make impulsive calls, which are never wrong, apparently. So what they are going to do is they're going to ride this sale until they keep Max, and then they'll figure out what happens afterwards. Which is the dumbest way of going about things, because they have a decent and capable enough driver in Isa Khajar in the other car. They could easily say, Max, okay, Max, here's the thing, here's the reality. And I think that this is a conversation that should have been had in 2025 already. And I think Horner tried to have that conversation and they told him to fuck off.
Yeah,
The reality is you need at least 2 to 3 years for the operation to reach a point where it is going to fight for the title. Until then, what you need to do is you need to understand that there are going to be errors. There are going to be things that are not going to work perfectly. Your gear shifts are not going to be optimal, and it is going to happen. So maybe stop complaining every time you're on track. Stop putting the heat on the entire team and being overtly critical. Again, that's his nature. That's how he wants to go about it. But if you keep doing that, the team morale is going to be down. It's not contributing in any which way. Unless you're willing to commit for multiple years, 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is, Red Bull is not going to win the championship anyway, so you can leave. There are two options. Either commit for 2 years and understand that this project is going to take time, or leave now. That is the conversation that they should have had, and a stronger team boss would have done that. There's no other way. He can keep complaining every race. Unless and until the car is fast and he's winning, he's going to keep complaining every race.
Yeah.
You look at Red Bull right now, the kind of critique and complaint there was with both the drivers, even though they had one driver in P2 and the other in P6. It's preposterous. You have to understand that this team is building the car after
But it's not even it's not even winning. It's like 2024. They took a slightly wrong direction and didn't have the fastest car throughout the season. They still won the title. And all he did was complain about the car the whole way through the season. So I just don't think I think it's they want to have the fastest car and eat the cake. I'm not sure what the analogy is there. But like that's, it just seems like that it's basically like we want everything our way. Like we want this to be fully Team Verstappen. And it's like,
and not only
there?
that, we want it to be fully Team Verstappen. We want to have the fastest possible car. We want to influence things, and we want to make calls which are probably antithetical to our final goal.
Yeah.
But we still want the results right now. And that
also makes it a way the second driver gets no chance as well, right? Like no matter what way you look at it. So it's like
Formula One is not, and I think we've said it far too many times, Formula One doesn't work this way. It's not a short-term sport. It's a very, very long-term sport.
Yeah.
The reason why you have teams like Mercedes doing what they are, or McLaren doing what they are, I won't even count Ferrari in this thing, but let's assume that. But the reason why they are,
Ferrari is the what proves the rule, right? Like Ferrari is the one that should be winning way more often than they have been, but because they short-term think, even with all their resources and their people and everything, they still can't win championships. Ferrari proves this out. If you short-term think in Formula One, you become Ferrari, because Ferrari is the top of what you can do if you're not thinking long-term. And Ferrari now have a team principal for what, 4 seasons now, 5 seasons is it they've had?
he joined in 2023.
Yeah, so this is the fourth season.
Fourth, yeah.
3, 4. So like, look at how much better the team looks after 4 seasons of kind of somewhat of stability. You just keep going with that and eventually you'll win. But they won't do that. They'll fire him next year when things don't go well, and the cycle will continue. So Ferrari proves the rule, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just wondering what's in the water in Salzburg, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to go check, because there has to be something wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. And it wouldn't be unprecedented. Look up Pont Saint. Anyway, there's a town in France that the CIA decided to put LSD into the water or something. Check it out.
So while we're doing that, by the way, wait. While we're doing that, I hope you guys are enjoying your summer break. this one will drop during that time anyways. So yeah, until then we'll meet next time and have a good one. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye everybody.